Welcome back in to Delaware Hockey Night. Bob Thomas will get you going in the second period.
Well, as we saw in the first period, Delaware pretty much did what they did last night. The only difference was after 2 goals, it looked like Penn State had dropped all 5 guys in the house, and now, it's shut it down. But there's a great pass out front. Nice shot.
Puck covered up by
Goldbrunner.
He's answered quite a few heavy calls there. That is for sure.
Like I said, James, Goldbrunner's been solid. It could be a little bit more than 2-0 without him.
For sure could.
Delaware continues to work the puck really well. Down low. Lions break out. Great centering
from
pass.
The right corner there. We've got some tech issues which we're trying to rectify for the TV side. The audio device was not registering. Looks like it is now. So on we go, and here up the right side comes DeFerris. Cross-ice pass fed to Niski. Unable to connect on the doorstep was he. Back it comes toward Emmerich, batted down and out of harm's way by Miller. Jack Zimmer up the middle to Emmerich, drop pass, top of the right circle. Emmerich crashes into the net after being unable, I should say, to field the pass from Felice, and we've got a stoppage in play at the 18:05 mark. We're going to let the clock tick down in the right corner of your screen so we can get everything synchronized properly. Face-off will come to the left circle. Colin Emmerich bats the puck forward off the draw. Gives it away to Granahan. He is unable to clear the zone, but Spanier may well be able to, even though Emmerich's leaving him on the run. Felice can't protect the zone. Emmerich does, sweeping in to regain the puck for Delaware before it crosses the blue line net front. Backhander as he weaves his way through rush hour traffic, denied by Goldbrunner. There's a swat from Felice just above the left top, and it sails wide to the right of the cage. Kept in by Chuma, stepping up at the half wall in front of his own bench. Back to Emmerich. Backhander. Jack Zimmer can't connect. Neither can Ostrander on the doorstep after scoring 2 yesterday in Delaware's 9-2 victory. Emmerich again. Now in the left corner. Gets hauled down off his feet, net front. Could have been a trip. There's a chance and a goal from Jack Zimmer.
That was nice, James. Delaware worked the puck really, really well on that.
For sure they did. Jack Zimmer mid-slot gets that centering pass. And it is 3-0 Delaware. He goes top shelf with it from 15 feet out.
Did you notice, James, by the end of that, when that goal was scored, that all 5 Delaware players were basically down at the top of the circles?
They were in close. They countered well. And Zimmer with his second of the season. Makes it 3-0. And also, Delaware goes on the power play as Alex Barone was issued a minor. We'll find out for what. Jacob Miller deep in his zone after Penn State Berks was pressed into their defensive end. Works the puck ahead to Ken Keene, and he clears.
You know, James, I looked across the ice, and you could hear it all the way over here. Penn State's coaches are giving the Stripes a big earful. And I don't think it's the refs at this point. He may be wanting to listen to the call here.
That's just a stupid penalty to take, unsportsmanlike conduct. What?
Oh yeah, that came from the bench, and so you're not doing your team any favor by taking a penalty like that.
And that was the case with Delaware late in the second period, taking non-hockey penalties. And I don't think there's a more non-hockey penalty than unsportsmanlike conduct. Gives Delaware a great opportunity to maybe get a fourth. There was a cross-slot pass from Niski, but it sailed right past DeFerris and into the hands of Steven Schwartz, who was able to clear with no trouble at all. 33 seconds to go in the Delaware man advantage. Back it comes to Gustafson. He steadies the puck, leaves it to Ivan Sidoriak. Up to DeFerris. He flips it off his backhand to an accelerating Mike Niski up the left wing boards. Niski through traffic. Carries the puck to the far corner. Flips it back to Jay Luce at the point. Thrown in behind the cage. DeFerris, good two-way defenseman. Has already accounted for a goal and a couple apples so far this season. Delaware up 3-0 as the Barone penalty reaches its expiration. Net front battle for the puck. Emmerich swats it in. Being fed the puck by Luce right in front of the paint, but he got too much loft on it. Felice trying to negotiate traffic with the rebound chance. Centered it to Emmerich crashing the net. He couldn't connect from 15 feet away. And here's Spanier breaking through, setting up a 2-on-1. Good back checks. Centering pass to Steven Schwartz. A beautiful 2-on-1, but Gustafson up with a 10-bell save to keep the Lions scoreless. That was
a great save. Yeah, that was, James. It was funny, James, because right before that, I was getting ready to say we haven't called out Gustafson's name very often, but a lot of times when a goalie's not seeing many shots, it makes it even harder. They just can't get into a rhythm in the game, much like if you remember the old days with Kenny Dryden and the Canadians, and they would say, well, he wasn't a great goalie because he didn't see that many shots. That makes him an even better goalie because it's so hard to stay in it. Well, Gustafson just made an amazing save right there.
For sure he did. Coming to the 6-minute mark of the second period of a 3-0 game, Delaware, after being gifted a face-off just above the Penn State Berks blue line. Off that offside pass, couldn't keep the momentum going. It was cleared back out by Penn State Berks. And here come the Blue Hens again. But the outlet pass from deep in Delaware territory was mishandled by Will Zimmer. So it's up to the puck-supporting defenseman to keep the momentum going. Jack Zimmer did, setting up Brother Will for a chance center point. But his 45-foot wrist shot was sent sailing wide. Centering pass from Will Zimmer from the near corner was intercepted. Zach Talbot hassled at center red by Burns. Lost the puck. Burns takes it away. He's got lots of space to his right to work with. He beats two defenders, walks it in. Backhander, he ends up in the net but lost the puck. Where's the puck? It's at the near corner. Chased down by Will Zimmer, who's hauled into the boards by the shoulder of Jacob Miller. Jack Zimmer protects the near point, gives it up to McQuiston. Here's a 2-on-2 for the Lions, but McQuiston lumbers right to the bench, flips it in behind the Delaware cage, where Harrison Chuma is able to stretch it out to Ryan Luppy. Lots of space left side. The defenders catch up with him, so that near one-on-one turned into a 1-on-3 before long. And play moves back into neutral ice. Odd man rush for Penn State Berks. Steven Schwartz attacked up the left wing boards, came in toward the dot, but the Blue Hens defense caught up with him. And a chance for the Lions to get one back. Disintegrated right before our eyes, Bob.
Absolutely.
There's that Delaware back check, maybe a little bit slower than Todd Mittelmeyer would like to see right now, but they're still proving effective. Here comes Docking through traffic. extracted the puck from a battle at the near half wall, walked it into the slot, was unable to get a quality shot off. DeFerris' follow-up chance. No better. Delayed penalty coming up, and it's going to be against the Delaware Blue Hens, presumably for interference.
James, it looks like that call sort of was what we call a scoreboard call. Oh no, I think he's taking both. Okay, there it is. Because at first I thought both of them should go, and you don't want to get to the point where they're calling the scoreboard, which means one team's way up and it kind of lets things slide by the team that's down. So in this situation, it's good. I'm glad he took both of them.
I mean, Docking and Barone are going to both go off for their roles in that net front scrum. They'll have 2 minutes to feel shame. And we go 4-on-4 with the face-off in the attacking zone for Delaware. Even more open ice. Advantage Blue Hens, I say.
Absolutely, yeah. There's no doubt about that.
Mazzella, Niski, Good, and Brunel are the 4-on for the Blue Hens. But Penn State Berks quickly rushes from left to right to regain attacking position. Forechecking pressure from Sautinella and Del Ellis. Getting Christian Brunel on the run. He leaves the puck back to D partner Harrison Good. Stretched up the left wing boards. Niski's able to win the race to the puck. No icing by about 15 feet there. As Niski leaves it for Mazzella, back to the left point. Thrown in by Good. It rings off the backboards, bounces out to the right half wall. Chipped away by Ken Keene, but corralled at center by Chris Mazzella.
That was
re-entry for Delaware, a little bit hasty, and will be called back offside with 11 and a half minutes to go.
That 4-on-4 situation, James, was just strength against strength.
And we've got 1 minute and 17 left of it.
Delaware penalty 32, kickoff, 2 minutes with goal runner interference. Penn State Berks, 57, Alex Barone, 2 minutes with cross-check, time penalties, 7 minutes, 43 seconds.
So goaltender interference, as we surmised would have been the case. The rule against Ethan Docking, and then Alex Barone getting rung up for the retaliatory cross-check. Like we talked about yesterday, the retaliatory penalties, 99% of the time, are the ones that get called. DeFerris bobbing and weaving through traffic, and he was tripped up by Steven Schwartz. So the Hens are going to go to the power play for the second time here this evening, or this afternoon, I guess.
That rough in that situation when the guy, it looked like he almost got pushed, but when you got a guy that trips up your goaltender, I know it's 3-0 and Penn State could have used the power play, but you like it at least if you know that guy's going to protect your goaltender. So that's not as bad as like a roughing in the other end of the ice.
I mean, that's a fairly good penalty to take, all things considered, especially compared to some of the others we've seen.
Especially the way Goldbruner's been playing.
Lots of space for Delaware, and they get it done. A tic-tac-toe. Up the middle. It was Niski down the left side, and then it looked like Mazzella, the one on the doorstep to field that centering pass. Perfectly executed tic-tac-toe at 9:14. And it is 4-0 Delaware.
Stole the words right out of my mouth, James. Tic-tac-toe. Well, I guess that's 3 words, isn't it?
Well, you didn't quantify the words, Bob, so no worries there. Looks like we've got some confusion regarding the penalties. In the NCAA rulebook, it's the player who caused the shorthanded situation who's released. The penalties that were assessed to Docking and Barone cancel each other out. It was the other penalty that assessed to Schwartz, which is canceled. And back in action we go 4-on-4 for another 24 seconds. Good puck movement there by Mazzella and Niski. Niski, of course, with the apple. Mazzella finished the job to make it 4-0. Right place, right time. Goldbruner was drawn off the angle, like we saw in that Penn State Liberty game last February, Bob.
Yes.
Similar situation.
Yes.
We'll get all the particulars from Bill Williams momentarily. Meanwhile, we're back in the Delaware zone. Sautenella threw the puck in toward Keene. Stationed at the near half wall. Triple teamed as Emmerich swarms in, steals the puck from him, gets it ahead to Felice. Nearly checked off his feet by the outstretched leg of Jacob Bowles, but Felice perseveres, lost the puck at the Penn State Berks blue line. Back the other way comes Keene, angled wide by Redgate, centering past Sautenella. Was forced to hurry up on his shot opportunity from 15 feet away, and it was an errant one as such. We've passed the halfway point of the game. Delaware 4, Penn State Berks 0. Puck controlled by Redgate. Let's go to Bill. I stand corrected. It was Jake DeFerris who finished the tic-tac-toe. The Apples go to Niski and Sidoriak on that. So there's that strong two-way player again. Jake DeFerris, effective on all 200 feet.
And that you know, with guys like Niski out there, boy, it sure opens up a lot of ice for everybody with their speed.
Niski and Mazzella extremely fast. They've been that way since they came into Newark. And with already open ice to begin with, they create a lot more space by way of their speed, that's for sure. 3-on-2 for the Penn State Berks Lions. In comes Dom Pantalone up the right side, checked off his feet at the point by Jay Luce. Luce recovers the puck. Under heavy forechecking pressure, he's unable to get rid of it. Now he does, but protecting the right point, Schwartz fires it in behind the Delaware cage. Steadied by Chuma. Held up at the near corner is Luce. And a delayed penalty. Signaled now. I would reckon a hold against Penn State.
I think you reckoned right, James, against Pantalone.
Indeed, that's the case. As he hangs his head and makes the walk of shame to the sin bin.
James, if you wanted to find a bad penalty, that's it right there. An offensive penalty.
No need to hold.
No, you're down 4-0 and you're in the offensive zone. Nah, you know, you got a whole lot of ice to deal with the other way before you need to take something like that. So now they're down another man.
Let the guy go and back check.
Yep. Catch him with your feet, not your arms, especially in today's game.
8:20 to go. Football, different story. Penn's on the power play once again. Dawkins waved out of the circle. Niski and Mazzella are up front. Sidoriak and DeFerris holding down the blue line and then some. DeFerris cheats forward a little bit. Sidoriak walks the blue line, flips it back to Mazzella at the right half wall. He throws one in from a step above the goal line, and it's blockered away by Alex Goldbrunner. Back to center it comes, and Docking up the right wing boards regains offensive position for Delaware. DeFerris again, centering pass, net front on the doorstep. Niski with a terrible angle on the shot, and DeFerris will get the puck movement going again. Cross ice pass, Mazzella fires one in from the right half wall. Goldbrunner makes the catch, and he hangs on to force the stoppage with 7:37 to go in the second period of a 4-0 contest. Advantage Delaware.
You know, James, on that one, the left, DeFerris with that dot-to-dot pass, he's got to let that shot go faster. But in his defense, he's a left-hander playing on that dot on the left side. That's really tough.
Hard to get the angle there for sure. Puck cleared out of a congested slot after Sidoriak's failed opportunity. Granahan let it go the length of the ice. It is steadied by Sidoriak behind the goal of the Delaware Blue Ends. Mike Niski's got lots of space to accelerate and ruled offside was his line mate Chris Mazzella. working the right wing. So this comes back into neutral territory. 56 seconds left on the Pantalone holding penalty. 7:15 left in the period. Delaware looking to build on this 4-0 lead they've got with 53 seconds left in the man advantage. Second unit on now. Redgate dumps the puck off the near boards from just above the Penn State Berks blue line into the near corner where it's tied up. Redgate perseveres, maintains possession. Flips it to Jack Zimmer at the top of the zone. Across to Emmerich. Felice hassled in the slot. Couldn't get a shot off. His stick was lifted from behind. Ryan Spanier winds up to clear. It was gloved down in neutral ice by a Delaware Blue Hen. So Colin Emmerich able to get a little bit more time to chase down the puck and didn't have to travel as far to do so. Here's Mike Redgate on the re-entry to the zone left side. He plays the carom shot from just above the half wall. In around to Colin Emmerich at the far corner of the Penn State Berks zone. Emmerich to Ostrander. Felice posting up net front. So too was Redgate. It was one of them on the left side who reached in to go top shelf with 6:15 to go. And there's one for the thumb for the Blue Hens. It's 5-0 on that even strength goal by 5 seconds.
Wow, James, when you have a third line guy like Mike Redgate that can put a puck in like that, you have a deep team. That was some good hands right there.
No question. That shot from that angle.
He keeps doing shots like that. They're going to call him Red Great instead of Red Gate.
From 10 feet away, left side, he's able to weave that one into the upper right corner of the cage and make it 5-0. That's some laser-like accuracy.
Yeah, I mean, just for him to pick up that puck the way he did.
Burns setting up a one-timer from Chuma at the right point. Sent right into traffic. Battle for the puck through neutral ice. Bowles pressed off the biscuit by Burns. 3-on-1 for Delaware. Burns regathers the puck, gloved down net front by Will Zimmer. And as he comes down to try to shoot, Goldbruner covers up. Felice and Ostrander with the assists on the Redgate goal. 5.5 minutes to go here in the second period, and Penn State Berks wins the defensive zone face-off. Long pass to Heh, centered. Crashing the net down the middle was Pantalone, but he was checked off his feet before he could get a good shot off. Rebound controlled by Harrison Good, and it's brought out of the Delaware zone. Here comes Will Zimmer up the right side on a 2-on-2. Reaching for it, Luppy couldn't keep the momentum going. At the left half wall, Christian Brunel with a desperation chance. From 50 feet away, could not connect. Rebound walked in by Will Zimmer. He's denied in a congested slot. Puck ends up behind the Penn State Berks cage. It was nearly cleared out by Devin Bogert of the Lions, but kept in at the right wall by Good about 20 feet before the zone was cleared. Brunel working the left wing boards along with Cam Purkowski. Top line back on for Delaware. Niski forced wide at the right side of the zone. Comes center point, throws it in, tried to connect with Mazzella crossing through traffic net front. Puck is cleared only just before it was gloved down by Harrison Good. He dumped it in from just above the blue line. It was a delayed offside situation. Another one here. Mazzella has to put on the brakes so Niski can tag up. Now he does. Poke checked away from him mid-slot. Follow-up chance came from Christian Brunel just above the left circle, but he sends it right into the mitt of Alex Goldbruner, who hangs on to force a stoppage with 4:11 to go in this second period, and an attacking zone draw coming up for the Hens. First unit stays on for Delaware. Top D pair joins them in DeFerris and Sidoriak. Puck rolls deep into the Delaware end. Sidoriak swats it to the near wall, where DeFerris works it on ahead. Taniski back to DeFerris. He crosses outside the right dots as he gains the Penn State Berks blue line, but he got tripped up in traffic, and Granahan was able to strip the puck from him. Icing waved off with 3 2/3 to go in the second period of this 5-0 game. Advantage Delaware. Pierkowski clears the biscuit out, and it's volleyed back by Alex Barone, holding down the Penn State Berks blue line. Hens back in their end now. Mazzella absorbing a check from Del Ellis. Plays it on to DeFerris. It bounces off Niski's stick. Pierkowski trails him, walks it in, splits the wickets, able to get Goldbrunner out of position for an open net, but he can't maintain control of the puck for a quality shot. Mayhem in front of the Penn State Berks goal. Puck cleared out by Talbot. Zone barely protected by Pierkowski, moving up to the left point. DeFerris drawn over the line, will retreat to his side of center red. Hens will have to regroup the old-fashioned way with 3 minutes to go in the second period, but they've got the comfort of a 5-goal advantage. Docking knocked to his knees by Barone, able to work the puck in to Sidoriak. From the left dot, he could do nothing with it, double teamed there. Play ends up at the near corner. Puck is loose behind the cage. Barone backhands it to the far side. It's centered, nearly batted down net front by Docking. Unable to keep the momentum going, though, was he. Sidoriak flips it on to Redgate. Crossing through the slot to the left side. Redgate gets it back from DeFerris. Moves center point, trying to evade this defensive pressure. 5 guys in the house for the Penn State Berks side, defending against shots from all angles and trying to keep that kitchen crowded. And they've done a lot better job in that regard as we get a stoppage with 2:03 to go in the second period.
Penn State looks gassed, James. And Delaware's up on their edges, but right there you could see even their top players weren't moving their feet. Our amazing camera woman, Grace, and I, in between periods, we tried to guess the final score. She said 6-2, I said 5-1. I think we might both be wrong if they keep their feet moving like this. It could be another 9-goal game.
Hens on the attack, mucking and scraping to maintain possession. Docking double teamed at the near half wall. Leaves it back to Jack Zimmer, thrown in by him from the left point. It's deflected to the far corner. Redgate hassled, lost control of the puck, but it's still in the Penn State Berks zone. Swatted in deeper by Wagner at Karams to the near corner. Redgate gets a shove, but is able to maintain the puck after Katz bothered him. Thrown in by Jack Zimmer from long range, deflected again to the far side. It ends up behind the Penn State Berks goal. Wagner checked off his feet, trying to play the puck back to Redgate, and Bowles takes it away. Bowles winds up, clears. This is a rolling puck back just above the Delaware blue line, corralled by Jack Zimmer, and the Hens will have to stretch it out 200 feet. No icing as Emmerich wins the race to the puck, tracking down that long stretch pass. We've got a minute to go in the second period. We didn't hear from Bill. Back the other way come the Lions. Del Ellis at the left half wall, under duress, was forced to backhand it in behind. A couple new fresh legs on for Penn State Berks. Meanwhile, Felice weaving through traffic the other direction. Couldn't get a quality shot off before Jacob Miller caught up to him on the back check. Miller and Barone now with the puck behind his own net. Hassled by the forechecking Ostrander. It is cleared out successfully by Del Ellis over center, batted down by Good. Loose absorbs a check, trying to clear the puck out of harm's way. Good gets it back, races past a couple defenders. He shoots and scores. There's the 6th one for Delaware. Good was great on that one, beating 2 defenders up the right.
That was a nice shot
and
play.
Just taking aim.
I think Goldbrunner would love to have that shot back. He dropped his head as soon as it went in. He didn't get that paddle down, James, to cover up that, looked like the 5-hole. So, but, I was just getting ready to say, James, that Delaware almost has the old syndrome of no, you shoot, no, you shoot, no, you shoot. They're trying to pass so much to each other to get, quality scoring chances. There it was, just come in and shoot.
And there it was, 6-0 as we come to the closing seconds of the second period. Harrison Good gets another one for the blue line as the final seconds of the middle period tick down. There's the horn. 40 minutes in the books And another Delaware Blue Hens tour de force, as through 2 periods of action, the Hens will go to the dressing room with a 6-0 lead over the Penn State Berks Lions. We'll take a timeout on Delaware Hockey Night. There's more to come after this second intermission. Welcome back into Delaware Hockey Night, streaming live at dehockeynight.com. 40 minutes in the books, and the Delaware Blue Hens have picked up right where they left off, sprinting out to a 6-0 lead over Penn State Berks. 2 goals from Harrison Good. His second came with 15 seconds remaining in the second period, after beating 2 defensemen up the right side and getting lots of space to beat Alex Goldbruner. And we'll see if the Hens, moving left to right, can keep the momentum going here to start the third period. But no, it was Penn State's John Granahan able to clear the puck in from neutral ice. And the forward-checking Ken Keene keeps the momentum going in favor of the boys in white to start the third period. Centering pass off the backhand of Del Ellis from the near corner, sails out of the zone, back as far as the Penn State Berks blue line, where Barone works it forward. It bounces off the stick of Del Ellis, gloved down by Harrison Good. He heads up a 3-on-2 the other way. We'll see if the intermission was able to help Penn State Berks regain their legs a little bit, because by the end of the second period, they were awfully gassed, being pinned so far away from their bench for so long.
Oxygen, maybe a Snickers bar, and a little bit of Gatorade, because this could be a 10-0 game if they finish like they did in the end of that period, James.
Here comes Niski through traffic, shot from 25 feet, gloved down by Goldbruner, and he covers up the puck to force the stoppage. We're a minute in to this third period. Delaware back on the offensive as the second line comes in. It was Emmerich in the circle, Ostrander to his right. Ostrander had 2 yesterday. He's got a couple assists so far this afternoon, looking for his first goal of the Saturday though. Shane Bartle tried to center it, nobody home. Kevin Felice with a drop pass after gaining the Penn State Berks zone to Colin Emmerich, lined up a shot from the top of the right circle. It was turned to the far corner, and the Blue Hens have to regroup in neutral ice. Now they re-enter, headed up by Ivan Sidoriak. Along the right wing boards, another strong two-way defenseman. He shares shifts with Jake DeFerris, who plays much in the same vein. And Delaware with a beautiful centering pass. Kevin Felice boots home the extra point. And it's 7-0.
James, that all started with Penn State having a really bad change on that shift. You know, the puck didn't get deep in the Delaware zone, and they tried to change. They got a mismatch there. It was Delaware's second line against Penn State's third, maybe even part of the fourth, and they tried to get that change real quick, and it didn't work. They forced a change, and Delaware took advantage of it.
And just like that, it's 7-0. Kevin Felice with his second of the afternoon. Recipient of that beautiful centering pass, and he had a great line of sight on that wrister from 25 feet out.
It's what happens when you get mismatches like that.
All weekend, that's been the tale. Mismatches, be it odd man rushes, be it line combinations being mismatched. Felice has space in for the Hattie. Yes! Wow. Easy as can be. He dodges a defenseman who fell to his knees and walked it in for the easy chip shot. 29 seconds later, a second Kevin Felice goal of the period, his third of the game. Makes it 8-0 Delaware.
James, doesn't this team look so much different than they did in that first exhibition game? You can see where, just shift after shift, they just continue to get better. It's more cohesion there between line mates, and Delaware looks real good right now.
The chemistry's there, the awareness, the anticipation's there, the speed, the urgency. Barone and Schuma get tied up at the left point of the Penn State Berks zone. Puck ends up in Delaware territory, and here comes Jack Zimmer working up the middle. Zimmer looking for a shot lane, came in at a 45 from the right side after crossing through the slot. Goldbruner tracked him every step of that way and was able to block down the angle and make the glove save with 2:45 elapsed in the period. So an attacking zone coming up for the Blue Hens. Third liners meeting to the left of Goldbrunner. Docking and Spanier. Ethan Docking wins the draw over the freshman for Penn State Berks. Sidoriak and Emmerich on the assist of the first Felice goal. We'll stay with Bill.
Just a few seconds later, Delaware's 8th goal by number 17, Kevin Felice. That completes the hat trick. The assist to number 26, Brian Ostrander, and number 6, Harrison Truba. That goal was at 2 minutes, 10 seconds. So 16.
Harrison good just now with a shot from the right half wall. Turned aside by the paddle of Goldbrunner. And it rolls back behind the Penn State Berks goal. Bill Williams giving us the assists on the Felice goals. The first one, Sidoriak and Emmerich. The second one, Ostrander with his third assist of the game. And Harrison Chuma with the other apple on the one which made it 8-0. We're 4 minutes in to the third period. Hens with a commanding lead over the Penn State Berks Lions, caught in the midst of a line change. Ryan Burns with a backdoor pass in the path of Will Zimmer. Tried to slap one in from 15 feet away, but Goldbrunner eyed that one up perfectly and made the glove save to bring us a stoppage in play with 15:42 to go.
The Hens are doing all the little things right, James. They're looking for each other, showing a lot of hockey IQ right here, knowing where everybody is on the ice, making good crisp pass, and the defense is really doing a good job of making sure nobody's getting behind them. And I know it's 8-0, but it's those little things that pay off by the end of the season when the games are really on the line.
And there was a centering pass to Burns just now, shot from 15 feet away, had lots of space to work with, but a kick saved by Goldbrunner kept that one out. The Delaware Blue Hens forced chasing back deep in their zone to Ferris. Works it across to the far side, and Sidoriak cross-ice pass through the neutral zone. Intended for Luppy was broken up. Here's Sottinella the other way. Held scoreless today after notching both Lions goals last night. He was tripped up mid-zone. Puck lofted by Sidoriak the other direction. Icing waved off as Burns was able to get to it in the left corner. Just a half step quicker than Miller. Centering pass back to Sidoriak broken up. Miller clears it as far as the Delaware blue line. And here's DeFerris with space and time up the right wing boards. Now he's pinched closer by Sottinella on the back check. DeFerris lost the puck. It was nearly cleared out by Barone, but stolen from him by the forechecking Chris Mazzella into Niski and buried on the rebound chance. It looked like it was DeFerris. To put the Hens up 9-0.
Again, Delaware speed is just too much for Penn State, and Penn State is definitely gassed. It's just one of those things. After 2 days, you can see when you're playing chase the whole time, it really wears on the legs, James.
For sure it does, and the depth and the speed of the Delaware Blue Hens have just been much too much for the Lions to keep up with. Outscored 18-2 so far this weekend. It is worth noting, Delaware back in action tomorrow, facing off against Westchester right here at Fred Rust Arena. Game time 3:30 p.m. At least that's when we go on air at Delaware Hockey Night. Tickets $6 each, available at the Fred Rust Arena box office. If you can't join us, this game will air live on Delaware Hockey Night TV and Delaware Hockey Night Radio. Pay us a visit at dehockeynight.com for full details. Hens back on the attack. Jack Zimmer. Cross slot pass intended for Mazzella coming into the right dot. Didn't quite get to him. Failed clearing attempt from Penn State. Kept in by Zimmer up high. And a slash is signaled by Brent Kendall. Actually by Doug Wood.
22 Niski. Time to goal, 5 minutes, 28 seconds. That's DeFerris' second game for the season.
So DeFerris from Niski and Mazzella on the goal at 5:28. And a slash from Alex Barone at the 6-minute 35-second mark, keeping the Penn State Berks penalty box seat kind of warm there as he makes yet another visit to the sin bin, and Delaware back on the power play. Emmerich from the right dot. His shot was blocked by Bowles, hanging close to home. 3 defensemen in the house for the Penn State Berks side, while Ostrander at the near corner moves it back to Emmerich, half wall. Ostrander through the slot, off the far boards to Redgate, working the left point. Now across to Jack Zimmer, working in close. Felice with a chance. No, that was Ostrander. Turning inside the left dot, couldn't get a good shot off. Jack Zimmer steps up 40 feet away, throws it into a congested slot area. Nearly was cleared out by Bowles, taken away by Felice. Back it comes to Redgate, working up high, flip to Felice. Drop pass, nearly a one-timer there from Jack Zimmer at the top of the zone, but instead he gently pushes it in. Redgate trying to cycle the puck further, bothered by Ken Keene, keeping him pinned wide. Now it's in close. Felice on the welcome mat, denied by Goldbrunner. Follow-up chance inside the left dot came from Redgate. He couldn't connect either as that slot gets extremely busy. A bomb from Zimmer up high, deflected to the far corner. Redgate brings it back in. He weaves through defenders. Cross check to his back, or to his knees, I should say, was Ostrander from behind. Gathering in the puck, Emmerich couldn't feed it to Redgate on the doorstep. And after being pinned in their zone for 1 minute and 32 seconds on that power play, Penn State Berks is able to clear and get some fresh legs on for a change.
Boy, that was just totally dominant. The only thing they didn't do was score, because they moved the puck so well on that power play.
They just couldn't get the A-quality shots, because what the Penn State Berks penalty kill did really well there was maintain that net front presence and negate the likes of Emmerich and Redgate and Ostrander, who were cutting through the slot to try to find shot lanes. Just couldn't work. Here's Niski again, right half wall. Dumped into Docking at the near corner. He's hassled pretty badly by Granahan. Flip back to Niski. Stepping up to the edge of the circle. Sidoriak! And there, the redirect on the goal mouth puts Delaware in double digits. It was Sidoriak from the right point with the primary assist. Did you catch a number on the net front player?
I believe it was 13.
Was it Chris Mazzella?
I believe so. But that was a heck of a tip. But just as importantly, the defenseman did his job and got the shot through.
Certainly did. It is 10-0 Delaware. Just wow. Perfectly executed.
James, I encourage young hockey players.
All right, Don.
In this area especially, to get out and watch these games, the Division I, Division II, Division III, and the women's game. You can learn a lot. Your hockey IQ can jump when you start to understand, positioning and where to look, and that's the difference between a good player and a great player. Hockey IQ.
Hockey IQ, attention to detail, just general awareness goes so far, especially in a game as fluid as hockey. It's not like football where it's set play versus set play, and really a coach's game, you've got to be creative, you've got to be aware, and that's what really makes, like you said, a good hockey player become a great hockey player.
Absolutely. Seeing the tendencies, knowing what to do faster than your opponent.
This is a game of milliseconds.
Sure is, James.
A little bit of a skirmish after Delaware's entry was ruled offside with 10:23 to go. And the face-off will come outside the Penn State Berks blue line. Delaware Hockey Night brought to you by the DHN Media Group. Here's Bill.
number 20, Ivan Sidoriak. Number 22, Michael Nesky. Time to goal, 9 minutes, 1 second. That's 13 Zilla. His first game from 20, Sidoriak, 22 Nesky at 9:01.
And a delayed penalty against the Blue Hens for what appeared to be the confrontation in front of their bench. Scrapping away for that puck. That brings us past the halfway point of the game. As mentioned, Delaware Hockey Night brought to you by the DHN Media Group, providing media services for small businesses, including writing, editing, web design, social media consultation, and more. Visit DHN Media Group to learn more about what we can do to give your brand a fresh voice. Delaware penalty went against 14 Christian Brunel. We'll find out the particulars. It was at 10:03. Bill will preempt us here momentarily. Meanwhile, Eric Del Ellis works the puck in close. It was loose in the blue paint surrounding Corbin Gustafson. He was able to bat it away. Jacob Bowles working the left point, throws it into a congested slot, and it's cleared out by Jay Luce. Cross-checking the penalty, assessed to Christian Brunel at the start of the 11th minute of the third period. Ivan Sidoriak chases down a loose puck. He winds up to clear. Jacob Bowles got a piece of it, docking on his horse. Gets to it up the left wing boards. Here's some forechecking pressure from the Blue Hens. Docking, perseveres, lost the puck to Sotinella as Bowles lost his stick. Sotinella's got space up the left side, tried to split defenders, working his way in through the slot. He had lots of speed coming in, but absolutely no puck support.
No, none at all. So, in this situation, you want to try to break that little streak that Delaware has right now with that goose egg. And the other thing, too, James, is I'm sure coaches at Delaware are saying, that was a bad penalty to take. We've got that goose egg going. And I'm sure he said, well, Coach, Corbin looked like he was getting tired in the net from almost taking a nap. So I said, you need more work. I've had players say that.
An easy day.
But he's made the saves when he had to.
Absolutely.
That one in the second period was huge.
Really was on that 2-on-1. 8:15 to go in the game. Delaware 10, Penn State Berks 0. Up the middle again comes Sotinella. Works the puck in close. Steven Schwartz takes aim from the left dot. And speaking of Corbin Gustafson coming up bigs with the saves when they count, there he is with a glove save with 8:06 to go. 9 seconds left for Penn State Berks on this power play. One last conceivable chance to get one back. Spanier flanked by Talbot and McQuiston up front. In to take the draw for Delaware was DeFerris. Interesting call putting him up front. Correction, that's Wagner. These numbers are really hard to see from a distance on the Delaware sweaters, Bob.
It is. It really is. James, also, it's really warm in here, and that's got to take an effect on the players. If I'm warm here, just standing, they're working out there, and I know they're on the sheet of ice, but still, that's one thing hockey players don't want is a warm rink. It slows the game down as far as the ice. I know they keep
the ice a little bit slow. Warmer. I know this is a big home for figure skating, so the ice will be a little bit softer as a result, and you can see it's getting pretty choppy already.
This is where Delaware definitely has an advantage, too, because they're used to this.
7.5 minutes to go. Delaware 10, Penn State Berks 0. Good. Backhands the puck behind his own goal. Gets it right back from Jay Luce. It's cleared up the right side onto Kevin Felice, 2-on-1. Emmerich from point-blank range could not beat Goldbrunner, who covers up with 7:04 to go in regulation to force the stoppage, and fresh legs will come out for both sides.
That was a great pass by Kevin Felice, James, on that. It was almost a no-look pass, and it was on the tape. That's the great part about it.
On the tape, Colin Emmerich had a great opportunity, but coming in headlong like that, straight down the pipe, Goldbrunner had an easy time blocking down that angle and making a pretty textbook but effective save.
He's hung in there.
He really has. Give him credit. A little bit more support, a little bit more depth in front of him. you know, he's a solid enough backstop.
He is. It's tough when you're seeing that many shots. And actually, I'm a little surprised, James, that they didn't actually, not because of his play, just because you don't want a goalie to keep getting shelled. You know, but put your backup in at some point. It's 10-0. He's lit up for 10, and goalies don't, they don't like those numbers like that. And believe me, goaltenders look at numbers.
I mean, I've heard stories of some goalies being kept in to give up 9 in a game and then threatening to go to the rival immediately after.
It's the truth. Patrick Waugh.
Yep. 6:12 to go. Sidoriak from the right half wall. Works it in. Daniski, who got sandwiched at the near corner. Mazzella kept the momentum going. Fed to Brunel. Center point. He throws it in close. There's Niski. Tried to chip it in from right on the doorstep. Goldbrunner got enough of it. DeFerris handles the rebound, brings it to the outside of the right circle. He's double teamed there. Now he's got a lane. He tries to weave through the slot. 5 guys in the house, though, for Penn State Berks. And Casey Sotnella is able to clear it out of harm's way. Hens in a line change. Trying to re-enter. DeFerris into a 1-on-3. He's pressed wide far side by Del Ellis. Maintains the puck to DeFerris. Dished off to Niski to Mazzella. Back to Niski. Centering pass, one-timer. And DeFerris gets it in, dropping to an E. Mid-slot. It is 11-0 Delaware. How about that? 2 for DeFerris today.
James, this is one unselfish team. They really are. They just it's a thing of beauty to watch a team pass like this.
And good puck movement and able to maintain, or in that case regain control in the slot was the key to that 11th goal. I can't say enough good things about Jake DeFerris. Just a great two-way player.
And Niski on the one play, he had basically a wide open net, but he pulled back just to try to feed somebody so they could get a shot. And there you got the great assist on that, though. But earlier, unselfish. Again, unselfish.
Here comes Sotnella the other way. He got tripped up, took Zimmer's stick with him as he careens into the near corner boards. He's back up on his feet. Zimmer still without a twig in his hands. And here comes Redgate back out of the Delaware zone. Up the middle, he sets up a 3-on-2. Dives to get past a lunging Barone. Battle for the puck develops behind the Penn State Berks goal. It is corralled by Wagner. Fed to good. Here's Bill. Just getting confirmation on the assists, as Barone and Docking have a few crosswords for each other, and not the New York Times type either.
No. You can see the frustration now with Penn State.
Barone needs to put a lid on it.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
You're in the end of the second game. It's a little late to show some toughness. That should have started in the first game.
That should have started on the initial draw if you're going to try to intimidate.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't agree with it, but if you're going to, that's the time to set the tone.
You have to try to slow a team like Delaware down, and the only way to do it is play physical, take the middle away, but obviously by the score they haven't.
Attacking zone draw for the Hens. Won by Docking. Left to good at the left point.
What a tip and what a save, James.
Nice net front chance there. But Goldbrunner freezes the puck again with 4:24 to go in regulation. Hens 11, Lions 0. Docking will line up across from Schwartz again. Another attacking zone face-off for Delaware. Delayed penalty. It's going to be against Delaware. Brent Kendall says interference. And it's going to be Ryan Wagner coming off for interference. So says the Nova Scotian Brent Kendall. With 4:23 to go by the official tally here at Fred Rust Arena.
I think Coach Beretta thought it was on Penn State. He was not happy.
We did here too, up in the box.
Right.
Right at center point, a few bodies got tied up. Brent Kendall had the front row seat to that.
Well, he was chirping pretty good at it, but then as soon as he realized it was on Delaware, he folded his arms and quieted up.
I think we could have had a trip on Sottinella there as Redgate came barreling in down the middle, but not the case. This will be an offside the other way, and rightfully so, as the Penn State Berks attack a little bit premature. So the draw will take place above the Delaware blue line with 4:05 to go. 17 seconds on the Wagner interference minor have elapsed. And the Lions easily regain offensive position. But Elvis has long left the building.
Yeah, this one was over about the middle of the second period, to be honest with you, James.
Thereabouts. Schwartz at the left half wall, works it to Bowles, steps up at the top of the circle. Back to Schwartz, checked off his feet. Bowles tries to work it in close to Del Ellis. That pass deflected away and out of the zone. Corralled over the center logo by Casey Sottinella. He tries to accelerate to get past Will Zimmer, can't do so, lost the puck. It's corralled in Delaware territory by Harrison Good, but intercepted on its way through by Sottinella, who regains. Sottinella in the near corner, hassled by Good. Looks for a path for it. Carries it center point now across to the top of the right circle. Kept the shot for himself. Gustafson covers up with 3:07 to go. And that brings about the stoppage and fresh legs for both sides. 46 seconds left on this Penn State Berks power play. But my oh my, they've got way too much ground to make up.
Oh, James, as a coach, one of the clear indications a player is really gassed is when they're standing upright. A hockey player's got to use his quads. He's got to be down in that crouch. But, since the second period, you saw a lot of the Penn State, not just one or two, but basically the whole lineup standing upright. And that tells you those players are just done. Their legs are shot. And a little rest in between periods helped maybe for a few seconds, but it's right back.
Bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees. I know for a fact when I get tired, I'm the same way.
You're upright, and and then it really makes it tough.
No doubt. 2:58 to go. Face off at the right circle. This is won by Delaware, pressed out beyond center ice. And a little bit of miscommunication there between Burns and Niski. Make the Hens offside with 2:51 to go in regulation. Neutral zone draw won by Penn State. They work the puck back into Delaware territory, but it sails right into the crease of Corbin Gustafson. 2:43 remaining as he covers up for the stoppage.
Well, Delaware still has their better players out on these kills, and there's a good reason why the coaches are doing that, James. It's that because of that score on the right-hand side of the scoreboard. They don't want that to change.
They want to keep this a goose egg as long as they possibly can. A reminder for all of you tuning in, Delaware Hockey Night back on Sunday, a matinee matchup between the Blue Hens and Westchester's Golden Rams will go on air at 3:30 p.m. to get things started for a 3:45 game. All the action here at Delaware Hockey Night. Full broadcast details at dehockeynight.com. Down to the final 2 minutes and 13 seconds of the contest. Kevin Felice working the right half wall. Was pickpocketed by Shane Bartle, clearing the puck as far as the Delaware blue line. Back in comes Jay Luce. This will be called back offside.
So, if you're the coach of Delaware, all the coaches, what do you tell your team that they need to work on after a weekend like this? 20 goals, 2 against, pretty tough. But I'm sure, if they look at the film studies, there's things that they'll pick out. But it's a great way to start their season, but it's hard to really pick things apart.
To carry into tomorrow.
Yeah.
However, if there's something to work on, I'd say it's maintaining that intensity on the back check and also synchronizing your attacks better through the neutral zone. A lot of offside violations that really weren't any excuse for, I thought.
Yeah, James, there's always something you can work on. There's no such thing as a perfect game.
I know there are things we need to work on here in the press box, mainly in the production side of things, but I feel like we got quite a bit ironed out here so far. Ostrander to Felice net front fanned on there. Brought back through neutral territory. Schuma unable to clear. Del Ellis throws one in from the left side. And it's covered up by Gustafson with 64 seconds to go in the contest. Face-off will come to his left.
Let's see if Delaware keeps it buttoned down, makes a smart play, the safe play. That was a smart clear right there.
For sure was.
Nothing fancy, you know. Get it down the other end. Try to help keep that score.
.45 seconds to go here in the game.
If you notice, everybody from Delaware's back. There's nobody up pinching or looking for that home run pass. They're all playing back on the defensive side of the puck now. And again, that's because of that score on the right side of the scoreboard. I don't want to say it, James, because I don't want to jinx the young man.
I don't want to say it either, and for the same reason. We're down to the last 15. There was another tech issue there we apologize for. We weren't able to get you the whole picture for some reason, and we do apologize for that. Shot from the right point, and Mike Redgate denied by the waffle pad of Goldbrunner, and that will do it here at Fred Rust Arena. Final score, Delaware 11, Penn State Berks 0. Bob Thomas, thanks again for joining us here this afternoon.
Hey, James, my pleasure. It was great. You know, that's one of those games today. You know, there's goaltender shutouts and then there's team shutouts. This was a team shutout.
Definitely a team shutout. 3 goals leading the way for Delaware from Kevin Felice, and Corbin Gustafson getting his first shutout and his first win in a Blue Hen sweater as well.
Great effort by all of them.
Delaware Hockey Night returns this evening. The Division III team taking on Salisbury will go on air at 8:10, and we're back tomorrow at 3:30 as the Blue Hens carry a 2-0-0 record into their Sunday afternoon matchup with the Golden Rams of Westchester. That will do it from Delaware Hockey Night. For Bob Thomas, this is James Witherite signing off. Thanks for joining us this weekend, and we will see you again tomorrow as the Rams of Westchester come to town. Good night.